Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 2020 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification. Now, before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Feeling yourself centered, secure, and safe. And let's see what the tarot has to say. Cancer, August 2020 money and career. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay? Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Oh wow, perfect. Alright. Now before we turn these over, let's see what your chakra is saying for this time. Cancer, August 2020 money and career. Cancer, August 2020 money and career. Cancer, August 2020 money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. These three, perfect. So we're starting with determination. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is a gut reaction. You are astoundingly determined. And a lot of times it feels like you're swimming upstream. Now for you, Cancer, Spirit is saying this has a multitude of meanings. So yes, it's like, fighting against the current, but also it's fighting against the emotional current, the emotional state of things. You feel things astoundingly deeply. So it does feel like a bit more of a struggle, but it's not. It's like it's all worth it. And yes, like the path can be hard and overwhelming, but do note that it's the same way for everybody. Even if people seem to just have everything fall into place, there is an element here that is really quite intense. So here with determination and with the solar plexus chakra shining through, it's listening to your gut, it's listening to yourself, and it's not giving up because of anything. It's like, no, I am making it and I am moving forward, period, end of discussion. And this then leads you to clarity. The third eye chakra really opens up for you. And this is also a sense of, yes, trusting yourself instinctually, your gut reactions to things, but also seeing things and yourself a lot more clearly, not being as critical. Things are going to come to you, especially in your dreams, especially in those quiet moments. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, wow, that's the answer. Oh, wow, I understand this. And it's just going to be this clarity that comes forward. And it really does define you during this time, the sense of, I'm trusting myself, I'm trusting my intuition, and I am having this veil lifted from my eyes so that I see clearly and I'm empowered by this truth. And then we have psychic development. Again, the third eye chakra. So this sense of knowing is going to be a very big part of you during this time. Now, this can be, yourself becoming much more in tuned psychically. This can be you becoming much more aware of instinctual reactions to things, instinctual understandings that come to you from your angels, from your spirit guides. And this is you really opening up. This is the world becoming a bit more intense emotionally, which I know some of you are going to sit there and say, Dane, no, I don't want things to be any more intense at all. But here it's like, no, you're moving forward in a powerful truth, in a powerful understanding. So know that you might have some ideas that come forward, some things where you're looking at things and you're like, well, I just feel like it should be this way. Always go with that feeling, all right? Or looking at things and trusting yourself in the way that you're moving forward, what you're developing, where you're standing. Now, the left-hand side here is your personal self. The middle is your heart. The right-hand side is your public self. So we have the Knight of Cups. We have you shining through as the Knight, which is absolutely spectacular. You're represented by the Knights by the Cups in the Minor Arcana. You're represented by the Chariot in the Major Arcana. Then we have the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, and then we have the Fool. So you're really embracing a strength after a very intense financial time for yourself. A time where you've had your energy drained, vampiric energy has come in, you feel drained, you feel overwhelmed, and a time where you felt like a pauper. You felt like wealth was for other people, but it just wasn't for you. And now there's this expanse of self that you're moving forward in, and you're like, wow, I can do this. And you know that you can. You know that you can. You're not defined by the past. You're just not. It helps you with your understanding, but it's not being carried forward in a detrimental way. You then have the Empress as your heart. Oh wow, I love this. Temperance. So this is Sagittarius energy, November 22nd to December 21st. Then you have the King of Cups. So you go from being a knight to a king of your heart, and then you have the Emperor. And I love that you start with the Empress, you end with the Emperor. This is strength. This is a soulmate connection, true love connection to what you love. Excuse me. The Emperor also represents Aries, a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. Then we have your public self, the Ten of Swords, the Star card in Aquarius energy, a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. The Ten of Wands, you're definitely completing a cycle here. And the Page of Cups, you shine through in each stage of this reading as a different form of yourself. So here you are a defender, here you are a ruler, here, well, in your personal self you are a defender, in your emotional self you are a ruler, in your public self you are a learner. And this is really quite beautiful. It really is. It's really, really powerful. Right? So when it comes to wealth, there is this sense of wealth in career. There is a sense of starting a new journey. There is this sense here of releasing negativity that has held you back, which is going to be a huge thing for you during this time. You're also seeing a completion of a cycle mentally and instinctually, creatively, that has held you back. So this is going to be very, very powerful for you. So let's see here. Let's see what the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Cancer? August 2020, money and career. Who are the people who will be aiding Cancer? August 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, 3. Spirit is also saying 3 is a very good number for you. So if you see things happening in patterns of 3, or you have the Empress crowning your hearts, which is the third card in the Major Arcana. So yeah, 3 is just going to be a very nurturing, very kind of feminine number for you that embraces this sense of creativity, ideals, and this sensuality that you're really going to be stepping into. So we're starting off here with the Lord. You have the Emperor, which is the Lord in this Druid craft deck. This is again an Aries energy, March 21st to April 19th. This is a person who is a ruler. This is a person who is a conqueror. This is a person who gets things done. This can be a boss. This is just an astoundingly driven person, and their passion is running high. This is going to be a person who either you learn from, because these people who aid and who, we have to be mindful of, they can be people who influence us in our day-to-day life, that we meet. But these can also be people who influence us through their writing, through their, YouTube, through their podcasts, through any sort of media, through television, And so this is going to be a very distinguished, very goal-oriented, very kind of no-nonsense person who comes in and who really is inspiring you. Now, this is also a person who you're going to get a little bit frustrated with, even though this person is aiding you during this time. All right, you're going to get a little bit frustrated with their rigidity. Yeah, I'm just seeing that here. So just know that even though you're getting all this good stuff from them, don't lose your temper, okay? And don't sit there and kind of like write this person off, because at first you're going to think, wow, this person is so rigid. How can I get anywhere with them? Because they're just going to feel like the opposite of you. Then we have the Prince of Swords, an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have Aquarius here in the chart, so strong Aquarius presence. This is a person who is very smart, all right, or at least very intellectual, who has a way with words. I'm just seeing them speaking very fast, all right, having a lot of ideas. This can also be a person who is rather impetuous, just kind of goes with it. So this is going to be a person who really embraces the mind. And this person is helping you embrace the mind and the heart, this coming together, because you're going to admire this aspect of this person, but you're also going to sit there and say, well, I believe in the emotions of things, as does the swords, but the swords first comes the mind, then comes the emotion. So here you are going to be first the emotions, then the mind. And this is going to be very powerful for you. It's going to be this cutting through doubts and fears, this knowing where you stand and what you stand for. And it's going to be a speed. There is a speed for which this person is traveling that you find very alluring. Just don't get caught up, like too caught up without thinking things through. Then we have the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy. You have Sagittarius right here. And this is a time frame, November 22nd to December 21st. This is a person who is very good with people, who has a way of drawing people in. This is also a person who is very drawn to spirituality, all religions, all practices, okay? They really, really talk to this person. So here there is this sense of passion, there is this sense of development, there is this sense of beauty coming forward, and there is this sense of being introduced to different things, to different ways of being that you're going to be very, very interested in. And it's really going to help you. You're moving forward steadily, securely, prosperously. You have your wealth here, you have what you desire coming forward, and this is very much a part of you. You have the cup here, you're holding your emotions. This is your personal self. You are very much a defender of you. But this is also going to say that you can be taking things a little bit personally, and it's because of the clarity that's coming in, the psychic development, and also the determination of the solar plexus chakra, where you're sitting there and you're like, I'm not being pushed around anymore. It's been a lifetime of being pushed around. It's like, true, because you are a very, Cancer, you are a very kind person. And kind isn't honored the way that it should be. Your heart is astoundingly deep and astoundingly giving. And so as you're moving forward, you're embracing this love, this understanding. And you have to know that who you innately are, this kindness of heart, this depth of emotion, this intensity of self, it's not a weakness. It's one of your greatest strengths. And as you defend that within you, you're looking at things that have gone wrong. All right. And this is what makes you feel like, okay, I have to defend myself. I have to move forward kind of rather guardedly. When it comes to money and when it comes to career, it's especially here when it comes to money. You've been wronged in the past. All right. You've been overwhelmed. And the Four of Pentacles and then going into the Five of Pentacles. It is a really pretty progression, yes. but they're not the prettiest cards in the whole entire deck. They're cards of struggle, they're cards of intensity. Because for me, the Four of Pentacles, this is vampiric energy. This is people sucking away our power, our greatness, our good, because they think, wow, it's just so much easier. Or they're not even realizing it. It's just like, oh, well, I need this. Oh, well, I want this, and you're a conduit, yeah, for what you desire. You have this beautiful energy flowing through you. You're seeing things clearly. You're astoundingly determined, astoundingly driven. And these people are going to sit there and think, I want that. I want that. And instead of, working hard and going after it and saying, okay, I can build this for myself. Let me see how. They're going to be like, I can hitch my wagon to yours and you can pull me along. It's like those friends or those people that you talk to when you're done, you just feel exhausted. You feel exhausted, you feel overwhelmed. You're thinking, oh my goodness, And so with the Four of Pentacles, there's a release of this vampiric energy, this energy that holds you back, this energy that defies what you want. And as you're releasing it, you're going to find that you don't feel as afraid. Because when your energy is being taken away by somebody else, it's like, well, I don't have enough. So I always have to be kind of on edge. I always have to be kind of overwhelmed. And I would really visualize yourself surrounded by golden light, just the light of the universe completely surrounding you. And then see your angels with this flaming sword, the sword that is on fire, and they're twirling it. Why? Because it's pretty, all right? And they're twirling it, and they're twirling it. And then they take that sword, and they cut through that circle of golden light that protects you. And for a moment, there's nothing. There's just silence and nothing. And then the golden light comes right back. Now, why are they doing this? Because you are getting rid of that sewer sludge, that like icky green mud-colored energy that is taking away from your prosperity, from your joy, from your healing, from your empowerment. And as you do this, all right, you're going to have this feeling of, can I move forward? Can I move forward in prosperity? Do I know what it is that I desire? Do I know where it is that I want to be? Am I moving forward in the bounty that I want? And so here with the Five of Pentacles, there's a part of you that's been very used to being on the outside of wealth. Now, even if you have money up and down the Mississippi, it's like feeling that what you value as much as money is being kept from you. Now, most of us do not have money up and down the Mississippi, and most of us have known struggle and hardship and pain when it comes to prosperity. It can be from when you were really little and, your parents tried to protect you from it, or they didn't, and you're either healing that child, okay, that you once were. You're holding that child and you're like, I will protect you and we will move forward and we will be safe. Or you're protecting, those that you love, the way that you're moving forward, where it is that you want to be. You do not want to be on the outside of wealth anymore. And what you're looking at here is kind of, okay, I'm allowing myself and I'm saying to myself, I am prosperous. I am bountiful. I am successful. I am bold, instead of, I don't know how this happened. I am overwhelmed. I am scared. I am tired. I am frightened. I'm going to hide. It's like, no, this is when you look at it and you look it dead in the eye. You look this sense of being on the outside of prosperity and you say, no, that's not my truth. That's not my power. And Cancer, what you're doing is you're taking your life by the horns and you're saying, I know. You might not know. You might sit there and be faking it, most definitely. But it's a knowing that better is coming. And it's a knowing that you deserve better. And as you do so, it's like as you make this declaration, and the declaration of, I am enough. And that used to really get me mad, even to say it. I remember hearing it, and I was like, oh, how rude. I'm not enough. There's so much more that I want to do. There's so much that I need to do. I can't be held back, And if I think that I'm enough, that it'll breed complacency, and that can't be. And it's like, no, it's giving yourself respect for what you have been through, for everything that you have overcome, every hurdle that you have faced, and the way to move forward. And that's what you're doing here. It's like, I am enough. I am enough to call prosperity into my life. I am enough to be the prosperous person that I want to be. I'm enough to defend myself as I move forward. And I'm starting my fool's journey. It's like, I'm opened. I am embracing. I'm going. And it's having yourself be open and rather vulnerable. And it's saying, okay, I can do this. Because remember, every fool's journey is what a hero's journey starts as. You are the hero of your own story. You're the main character. So why not be the hero? You're already the knight here. And this is the moving forward in prosperity. This is a knowing what you desire. This is a sense of taking that leap and not thinking, oh my gosh, I can fall. Thinking, I can keep on going. I got this. I got me. And that's something exquisite. And so here, in your personal self, you're overcoming these hurdles that have kept you from the wealth that you want. It can be, the way that you grew up. It can be past life, trauma dramas that you lived through, and yourself, your soul remembers it. It can be, things that you inherited through your DNA. Oh, we're never wealthy. We always have money troubles. We never get to be free from that. And it's like, oh no, you're starting a whole new chapter. It can be a whole new chapter for your DNA line. It can be a whole new chapter for yourself. And you are moving forward as a defender of that chapter, as a provider of that truth. And your heart is on fire. You have all major arcana cards. So this is being highly intense when it comes to emotions. All right? You are very in tuned, but there is that sense here with the major arcanas. That's why the determination card with the salmon swimming upstream is so intense, because what you have is this emotion coming at you, and you feel like you're swimming against the current. You feel like, there is this powerful way that you need to be moving forward. That's because there's so much power within your heart, within your soul, within yourself. And we start off with the Empress. The Empress, and you end with the Emperor. So we just have to take a moment to just revel in this, because this is beautiful. Whenever I have the King and the Queen from the same suit in the same reading, from the same deck, this is a soulmate connection, a true love connection. And the Emperor and the Empress are the ultimate King and Queen. So you have this ultimate soulmate connection with your heart's truth during this time. Now, for me, soulmates don't necessarily have to be romantic partners. They're people that our souls have known in the past. Now, sometimes that's really good. Sometimes it's not so good. But here, there is the sense of power, of determination, of security, of understanding. There's the sense of kind of like the mother and the father aspect of things, where you have one who's more nurturing and caring, quote unquote, mother, and then father, quote unquote, more disciplinary, more, kind of a little bit tougher, all right? But also the person that you sit there and you're like, yeah, my dad could beat you up, kind of thing. Like, he's strong and he's going to protect me. And that's the energy that you have here. You have this energy of being cared and nurtured, and you have this energy of being protected. And both of these are protective energies, just in their own way. But one is a little bit stricter than the other. So what you're going to see here as you are moving forward during this time in your prosperity, in your wealth, in your career, is that you need to have these two aspects really honored within your heart. The mother and the father aspect, the caring and the determined aspect. And it doesn't have to be anything big, though for you it's going to be very big, because you're sitting there and you're saying, I'm nurturing and I'm caring for myself. I am, pregnant with these possibilities, and I am going to birth forth into this world my ideas, my hopes, my dreams, myself. And then it's the energy here that protects those hopes and those dreams, that says, do not get discouraged. And if you do get discouraged, don't think you're the only one. Get up, keep going, keep moving, And so here, there's this beautiful connection with the earth. There's a beautiful connection with your creativity, with your voice, with your imagination, being able to see things other people do not see. And it really moves you forward in this passionate power, in this beautiful beautiful understanding. And it leads you to temperance. It leads you to a balance that is completely eternal and internal. So here, there is a sense of your angels just absolutely blessing you, moving with you, walking with you. All right. So you're going to have these ideas come to you during this time. You're going to have a sense of greater understanding. You're going to have a sense of being guided. Listen, very much so. You're pouring the waters. And I love it because in this line, you go from this hurt and this pain of the Four of Pentacles, from this vampiric energy, to the healing waters within yourself with the Temperance card, to the healing waters going out to the earth with the Star card. So the waters, of course, are the power of the emotions, of the soul, of, sacredness. And you are filling up your cups. You're making sure that you are secure. And that's so important, especially for your heart, for your emotional truth, because there is this beauty to you that is absolutely just exquisite. There is this balance to you that is coming in, that is letting you see things, but it's also calming you and centering you and saying, do not feel rushed, do not feel pressured. There is something brilliant coming. And as this comes, and as these waters, heal within you, okay, balance within you, move within you, as these ideas come forward, it's kind of like, world, stop. I need to focus. I need to hear. I need to gain this understanding, know this power, entrust my voice. Yeah, entrust the power of my voice to myself. And then all of a sudden, you go from being the person on the outside of wealth to being the person who is wealth. So the King of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, he is a king on this little square in the water, right? This little square of rock in the water. And there can be this sense of, it's greatly implied that he rules the kingdom behind him. But he's also a king of that square. And you might think, well, what the heck does that mean? We are all the kings of our own squares, of where we stand, of ourselves. There's nobody else we can control. I mean, we can think we can, have other people do certain things, but you can't control them. You can't take away their free will. They have that. The only person, and even when we are controlling ourselves, even when we're sitting there and saying, don't have that glass of soda, or, don't stay up too late, or don't do this, don't do that. That's, a lot of times we don't listen to ourselves. We're like, yeah, okay, that's nice. So here with the King of Cups, it's knowing that you rule your emotional self. And for you, Cancer, when you are ruling your emotional self with kindness, with compassion, with this sternness, with this sense of, oh no, you can't do it, and don't underestimate, the power of you. Because the thing is, Cancer, when you see your gifts, okay, they are much more on the emotional side. And you're going to think, well, what the heck does that do for me? How can I make that work for me? I'm supposed to be ruthless. I'm supposed to be, overly, aggressive. I'm supposed to be this. I'm supposed to be that. Everything that makes your heart sink. Everything that pulls you away. And that's not what you want. You want it to rise. And when it comes to being a water sign, one of the ways, and one of the most powerful ways that you rise, is through your heart. Is through that connection with your emotions. And that is what leads you forward in your career to be this king and not a pauper, okay? To be this king and not, this person over here schlepping, the weight of the world on their shoulders. It's like, no, I have a truth. I am this truth. And I move forward. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't go through stages in our lives when we are these things, when we are overwhelmed, when we are on the outside of wealth, when we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders and then some. But that's not what's defining you. And the power of your heart when it comes to money, when it comes to your career, is astounding. And you might say, well, how does the power of my heart influence my money? It's because you're receiving it with love. You're receiving it with this blessing of kindness, but also this authenticity of soul. And so it can take time, and it most likely will, because to build things off of kindness is much more intense, and it can be difficult than to build things off of tyranny, right? Because if everything is scared into listening to you, It happens a bit easier, though it's not with the same devotion as when things fall into place through love, through understanding, through that, emotional beauty of your heart. And then it leads you to the Emperor. The Emperor embodies all the kings. Now, the kings do not move as freely as the queens, so you might very well find during this time that as the King of Cups comes in, you emotionally are really set on a few things, doing 1 to 2 things really, really well. It's going to be much better than trying to juggle more, because it's just going to be too much. The Emperor embodies all the kings. So you have prosperity, you have creativity, you have bounty, you have knowledge here. And as the Emperor represents Aries, this is also somebody who understands the art of fighting. And now for you, Cancer, this is going to be something that can be very difficult, very difficult to come to terms with. The art of fighting, the art of, standing your ground, the art of not being so agreeable. And it is going to be an art for you. And it is going to be very important, because as you, open up your arms, and if you even just did that, or visualized yourself with your arms wide open, like the Fools right here. Okay, such an open, such a free stance. And then it's compared to the rigidity of the Emperor. I mean, that is your resolve, this rigidity. But the body language that you need to embrace is that of the free-flowing form of the Fool. And so as you are open to this and moving forward in this power of understanding, there's a stubbornness to you, but there's a determination that my heart is enough. And if you open yourself up, with your heart wide open, with your heart chakra really exposed, okay? And you sit there and say, my heart is enough. I am enough. My heart is enough. I am enough. You can actually find that it moves you to tears, because it just made me astoundingly emotional to say this for you guys through spirit. And what you're going to find is that the armor that you have on, yes, you need it, because life isn't always kind, but it isn't armor against you. It is armor that works for you. And sometimes when you carry armor on, when you carry that weight around you, it could be as much as a hindrance as it is a help. So you're claiming back that power. And as you do so, you are astoundingly determined. And it moves you to the public arena, where we have the Ten of Swords. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the sense of knowledge well earned. You have overkill right here. So this can also be that there are things that have happened in your life where they're at the forefront. They are at the forefront of your ideas, of the way that you see yourself, everything like that. And here with the Ten of Swords, it's like, I'm done. I'm done with that knowledge weighing me down, being, this kind of weight around me that pulls me into the ground. I'm done with that. And as you are done with that, you are empowering yourself. You are seeing yourself. This can be also 10 years, each year a different sword stabbed in, a different lesson learned. It's intense, yes. It's powerful, yes. Is it helpful to you? Absolutely. Because you're not the same person you once were. And yes, some people mourn that their whole entire lives. I'm not the same person I was in high school. It's like, well, if you were the same person you were in high school, that would mean you didn't evolve. Like you stopped at 18? That's not good. Here with the Ten of Swords, it's knowing that the mind, first of all, carries a lot, right? There's a lot mentally and emotionally that you're dealing with. And it's giving yourself the respect for everything that you have been through. It's not sitting there and letting it define you in the public arena. And it's also being like, wow, I walked through that. I came out the other end. And I was not destroyed. You might look at yourself and say, well, I'm a bit broken, but here's the secret. Everybody's a bit broken. I don't care how great they want you to think they are. Everybody's a bit broken. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the introspection before the success. And in the public arena, it's like you're looking at the pain, the suffering, the hurt that you have been through. And then you have the Star. The star is Aquarius energy, January 20th to February 18th. The star is everything you wish for, the highest form of perfection. This is a wish card. So you have a wish card in the public arena. You're finishing a cycle mentally and emotionally. Well, instinctively, intuitively, passionately. And it's like, okay, the waters now, if you see this here, all the rivers run into where she is. So where you were pouring the water from the cups, from the jugs, into the sea, it's now you're at this crossroads. Now you're at this meeting point where all waters, all emotions, all passions, all understandings collide. What do you want? What do you wish for? What is your highest form of perfection? And will you negate that with your worry? Because, raise my hand, I am a queen of worry here, and that's what Spirit is showing me. So here, Cancer, with your beautiful heart and your open soul, are you going to worry it all away? Are you going to sit there and doubt yourself till even a success almost feels like a failure? Are you going to open your heart to what you wish for, releasing that negative energy and having this healing power of the waters flowing in you and around you, blessing you, guiding you, and flowing around you and coursing you, bringing you to this place of profound success, of profound beauty, because the wishes are heard. And because you keep on looking at the highest form of your perfection and saying, I don't have to be perfect because perfect is unobtainable. But I have to be enough each moment as I move forward. And each day, if I am 1% better than when I started, that will be a win. And that is a win. For you financially, for you career-wise, wins are coming. In your career, in the public arena, okay, people are taking advantage of your good nature. They just are. They're piling more and more onto you. You are also believing, the more I take on, the more I'm helping others. Yes, it's true to an extent. But some people, again, they're just piling this onto your shoulders because they can, and they don't want to do it. You might also be trying to pull people out of their darkness, okay, to move them forward. That's fair and that's really nice. But here's the thing. When you pull somebody else up and they're not ready, they can either do one or two things. They'll pull you into the darkness with them. They will. They'll pull you down. Or they'll resent you and be angry at you and let you know it. And you're going to think, what the heck? Dude, I just helped you. What's your problem? This is saying, look at the load that you're carrying. Look at the passion that you have. See how to create, how to cultivate, how to move things forward. Do not rely on others and do not sit there and think, oh, well, I can help this person. First and foremost, it's time to help yourself. When it comes to your career, to look at what you desire, to look at where it is that you want to be, to look at how it is that you want to move forward. And put down the weight of the ifs, the maybes, the ideas, and start cultivating them, start using them. Intellectually and creatively, passionately for your work, your career, you've reached an end of a cycle, okay? And it's like, it's a new time. It's a new dawn. Seize it. Absolutely seize it. Because you're being a student here, and this is one of the wisest things you can be. It's kind of like, okay, I don't know everything. I'm not going to pretend that I do. I am looking, and you are going to find inspiration in the most unlikely of places. And you're really going to be surprised. It's like this fish is talking to this boy. And that seems weird. And that's what you're going to think when ideas come your way, when things start working out, when you find, connections to things. It's going to be in the most unlikely way. And you're going to be like, well, that seems odd. Why? Or new pathways start opening up to you. New ideas start coming your way. And you're like, could that work? And you're like, well, why not? Why not just try? This is messages coming to you from Spirit, coming to you from your angels, from divinity. And this is also you being a student of everything that's coming your way. Everything, you're taking it in like a sponge. And you're weighing it against the power of your heart and also the discernment of your power. And you will see, like, that doesn't feel right. Okay, that feels right. Okay, I have to do that, but not right now. And you're also going to find that you can't be too hard on yourself because you're going to want to pile a lot on your plate. All right? And here, it's like, no, don't be so hard on yourself that you have to get everything done. Pile gently. Pile, knowingly. Yeah. Because if you sit there and berate yourself because, oh my gosh, I just wasn't, like, a superhero this time, you're going to discourage yourself. And that's not going to be fair. Because when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your career, you're embracing a new journey. You're starting a new phase of prosperity. And you're doing so with an authenticity of self that is just astounding. Let's go deeper. Cancer. Show me more deeply for Cancer. August 2020, money and career. Show me more deeply for Cancer. August 2020, money and career. Show me more deeply for Cancer. August 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, okay. And they gave you a whole nother line, so we'll just put that right there for you guys. Yeah. Actually, I'll move. Yeah, no, we'll put that there. Okay. So, here, actually, before we do this, Spirit is saying, let's look at the people that you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Cancer needs to be mindful of? August 2020, money and career. Who are the people Cancer needs to be mindful of? August 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, 4. Okay, interesting. So we have here the Princess of Cups. This is somebody who's just too emotional. They're learning a lot, they're taking a lot in, but they are too emotional and they're put that emotional burden on you, Cancer. And you'll be more than willing to take it because you'll be like, oh, I can help you. Oh, I can be that ear that needs to listen, more than willing to just be there for them. But this person will drain you dry. They just will. They'll just be like, it's like, what I'm seeing is like a very dramatic teenager where you're just like, oh my gosh. And so here, this person isn't a teenager. This person is somebody you're working with. This is somebody who takes things too much to heart. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like, what the heck? What the heck did I get myself into? So just be mindful of this person. Okay, I just see them with like very big eyes. Like, that's a odd thing. But like, either they come to you with teary eyes or they get teary-eyed very easily. And they have these big eyes that just kind of like draw a person in. And you feel almost like you're kicking Bambi to kind of like be like, no, I can't help you right now. So just be mindful of that. The King of Swords. This is somebody who is all about the facts. All about the facts. They're not going to care about the emotions. They cut right to the chase. This person can be very blunt with their words and be like, why, that's the truth. And you're going to be like, okay, maybe, or maybe that's the truth the way that you see it. But you don't have to be so rude. And that's going to be something that I actually see that this person has a lot of good ideas. And if you two kind of came together, there would be really great advance made, But they're just they have no tact. And that's going to be something that's going to be really, really hard. Because you'll have all the tact and you'll be like, oh, well, you can't say it like that. Like, let's be a little bit kinder. And they'll be like, nope. Just go for the kill. The moon, Pisces energy. Okay, February 19th to March 20th. King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the Princess of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So it could be this Pisces right here. I'm actually seeing this as a different person. This is a person who's just very afraid. And their fear can kind of seep out into you, because they're going to be afraid about very logical things. It's not going to be like, oh my gosh, just calm down. It's going to be very logical things, but it's going to be things that you don't really have control over. And you don't need their fear. You just don't need their fear. This could also be a person who's a little bit sneaky. I'm just seeing like the shadows of the moon hiding them. So it doesn't have to be a Pisces. And remember, these people, you don't have to know these people. Though I think you do know the Princess of Cups, or a lot of you do. This is a person who, or this is like some sort of drama. It's just too much. So you might not even know these people. This could be drama online. This could be, just something that just sucks you in. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. You're learning great lessons, even if it's just great lessons from people that you're watching on television. You're like, oh, that hit close to home. Like, wow, I didn't think of it that way. And then we have the Lovers, Gemini energy. This is May 21st to June 20th. This is somebody who's going to be very talkative, okay, and not really say anything. A little bit secretive. You're going to classify this person as secretive. Secretive comes a little bit more naturally to them than it doesn't. And this is just going to be a person who is very into what they love and very into what they need. And there's a duality to them where they're pulled in different directions, and they just don't see what the big deal is. They just don't. Okay. So let's start here with your inner self. 8 of Wands. Oh, the Sun card, and there you are, the King of Cups again. Now in both decks, that is absolutely awesome. Okay, you shine through, and like changes happen that bless you, and it's like, yes, let the blessings come. The Moon card, so you do have this Pisces energy that isn't good, but you have a Pisces energy that is good. And then you have the 8 of Cups, the repeat of the number 8. Things are very serious, and now 3 times the number 8. So this is a feminine number. Yes, this is a good luck number. This is also a number of being very serious, very driven, very kind of dedicated to what needs to be done. And looking at that picture and being very kind of hard on yourself creatively, emotionally, prosperously, like what you're getting done. You're going to always be like, I can push harder. And that's going to be something that's very much a part of you during this time. Don't do that to yourself, because you're going to make yourself burn out. Just be a bit overwhelmed. Yeah, not a bit overwhelmed. Be like, wow, I'm just not measuring up, where you're really measuring up. You're doing a great job. 10 of Pentacles. I love that. Tenfold prosperity coming in. 7 of Swords. 7 of Cups. So the 7 talks about the truth here, and needing that truth to move you forward, to guide you. And it's like you're not into lies. I like the 8 going into the 7, that countdown here in both places. There's this sense of, there's a sense of leaving something mentally and emotionally. And you're like, no, I got to leave it behind. Here, you're taking a lot of what you've learned, but you are still leaving 2 things behind. You're like, no, I'm not doing this. And then you have prosperity, and you have your dreams. Like, you're working towards your dreams. But don't let, what is that poem with Kipling? If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 imposters just the same, that's going to be very important for you here. It's the poem If by Kipling. So that's going to be very important. It's like not making dreams your master and not making work your master. Sitting there and finding this balance. And we have the 3 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Empress as your bonus cards. And that's really interesting, because you have the 3 of Cups. Okay, I'm actually going to start here with your bonus cards, because they're very deep. For me, the 3 of Cups, these are people who were supposed to be celebrating us. For me, the 3 of Cups is like, this is a person who's supposed to be celebrating us. This is a person who's supposed to be, looking at our bounty and saying, I have your back. I have you. I'm celebrating you. I'm helping you move forward. You'll help me move forward. Everything will be great. And this is a person who dropped the ball. They just dropped the ball. It's either they can't care about anybody but themselves, or they got too caught up in something else. And it could be that they meant to, it could be that they didn't mean to. And it hurt. It left a scar, especially if this was a parent, if this was a teacher, if this was somebody who was supposed to be on your side. And it's like, wow, those scars, they do run deep. And here with the Three of Cups, it's like, you know what? I can trust. And I can know who's on my side and who isn't. But I still have to be my main person. You know, and that's going to show you, it's like, I can do this. I can move forward in this knowledge. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which is again this vampiric energy. And is this vampiric energy strong? It is, because it came out in both decks. Is it going to cripple you? No, it's not. Why it's strong for you, Cancer. And you might say, well, why isn't it strong for others? It is strong for everybody. Vampiric energy is very strong. But why it's coming through during this time is because you are so emotionally invested. You feel so deeply. You are so connected that when you are that connected and when you feel things that deeply, people can easily take advantage. And here, it's like, no, I'm done. I'm done with this giving till I cannot give anymore. I'm done with feeling like I have to hold on to things because it's always slipping out of my fingers. And as you come to this awareness and as you kind of stop this vampiric energy and you look at yourself, you have the Empress right here. And the Empress is you being pregnant with infinite possibilities. It's you having this creative energy in you, flowing through you, coming out of you in just this profound way. I feel it in your fingertips a lot. There can be something with, writing. There can be something with this connection. It can even be just a healing energy that's coming from you that is really going to help you move forward creatively, move forward instinctually, all right, and really be guided to success and in that success that you want. Because an Empress, she's above a queen. She is a supreme ruler, and you are the supreme ruler of the power of your destiny. And yes, life takes twists and turns along the way, but there is this power, this essence, this beauty to you that is astounding. And things start moving quickly. It's like once you step into this Empress role, okay, once you step into this feminine, creative, energy that is a part of you, things start moving quickly. And it brings you blessings. Now with the Sun card, do you know, this is the happiest card in the whole entire deck, but people want to take you by eyes. People want to sit there and say, well, if you can be so happy, I should be able to be happy. And that's going to be where that vampiric energy comes back in. And they're going to be like, well, I can take this. And it's like, well, listen, I worked hard for this. It isn't just dumb luck. I worked my tush off. I deserve it. And so when you have the sun shining on you, when you have this golden radiance as a part of you, people get jealous. And they just do. And it's like, no, you know what? You don't get to take away my beauty, my prosperity, and my abundance. Hold on to it. Hold on to it and defend it. Okay? And also hold your face up to that light. Okay? Let it warm you. Let it be a part of you. And then we have the King of Cups. This is water sign energy. This is you. Okay? This is emotion. This is truth. This is beauty. This is you being the king of your existence. Okay? You're ruling that little island right there. And you might say, well, what the heck is good is that? Again, we all rule the small little island of our existence. We're all the main characters in our own stories. And every single person on this earth has their own story. There's billions of them going on. And it guides our ships. It guides the way that we move forward in this world. And you have this power, you have this kingliness. So again, you have this authority. You might find it very hard to move. You might find it yourself, not very hard. You might find yourself a little bit restricted. Oh, I want to go this way, but I can't. And it can be the state of the world, that we're in right now. And it's kind of like, whoa, okay, intense. But it can also be that you have so many ideas. I would keep a little notebook, and kind of jot them all down. And think of those ideas and think of those passions and think of that desire, the way to move forward. Because your heart sees things and it's kind of like, okay, here's the cool thing with lobsters is that scientists discovered that lobsters have these serotonin levels in them, just like humans do. And the more serotonin that they're giving out, the more confident a lobster feels, the bigger the lobster gets, and that's a pretty big lobster. The less confident a lobster is, the less serotonin levels they're giving out, the smaller and weaker the lobster is. And so it's like, I'm not small and weak anymore. I'm holding my head up high. I'm proud of myself. I'm moving forward in this truth, in this passion. Do I have fear? Of course I do. Does everybody have fear? Yes. We are programmed to be afraid. And here's the thing. Because we are programmed to be afraid for things like, don't get eaten by a bear. Don't eat those berries that are going to make you die of diarrhea. Don't do, don't do these things that will cause terrible, tragic deaths. Don't go that way. You'll freeze to death. Type of thing. Our mind has not caught up to the fact that our fears now, they're not life and death. They're not like they once were for our ancestors. And so when we have fears coming forward, okay, our mind can take them completely out of context because it triggers in us this flight or flight emotion, and we think, oh my gosh. So that's what we're tempering here. And we're having this creative, powerful energy as we claim our throne. It's like, I can be afraid. I can be overwhelmed, but I cannot let that rule me. I just can't. And the moon is saying that yes, there's fear within the shadows, but there is also beauty. And it's time to focus on that beauty and not be held back. Because there's a power moving forward for you here, Cancer, that is embraced and that will be understood. And you're moving away from what you once thought you would love because you're not afraid anymore. You're not afraid anymore to say, I need to move forward in my truth because you're the king. And you're double king. You have twice the crown on you. And so here, as you're moving forward, you're leaving behind something that no longer fits. You're leaving behind something that you thought would be great, but isn't. It can be an emotional mindset. It can be, it can be that you're looking for a new job. It can be that things have really been put into perspective with everything that's going on in the world. And you're like, I need something for me that sings to my heart and is part of my soul. It can be starting a side project. And walking away from thinking, oh, well, that's just silliness. It's like, no, you're stepping into your truth. Think of the Eight of Cups, like having this really beautiful pair of shoes. And thinking, oh, I love them, they're so gorgeous. And you put them on and you can't walk. They're like your sitting shoes. Who needs shoes for sitting? All right? Here, it's the power to move forward and not caring what everybody else thinks. Yes, you uphold your responsibilities. Yes, you make sure things are covered because that's part of life. But you move forward in this powerful, brilliant truth. And there's an ending. There can be ending of relationships. There can be endings of endings. And I'm just seeing here, Spirit is saying it's an ending as severe as a divorce. And I don't, it's not saying that a divorce is coming at all. But it's an ending that defines. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's an end of a chapter. It's an end that defines you. And it's something that you might not know is this powerful ending. But as it comes and as you look back, you'll be like, wow, that was brave. That was a pinnacle moment for me. And usually when we're in pinnacle moments, we're not always aware of them. Sometimes we are. Yes, they're very clear. But other times we're just not. It's like, wow, that's when things changed. Eight of Pentacles. You're working hard. You're working towards your affinity. 8 on its side is the affinity sign. You have 3 8s. You're working towards your affinity. Okay? Working hard, dedicated. This can be all work and no play. It can be very easily that road that you take. You need to enjoy yourself. You need to let laughter in and joy in and smile and be happy. The 8 of Pentacles is this passionate power. All right? This passionate power of creating. It's, channeling this. I love that you have the double Empress. This channeling this creative energy. It's focusing it. It's harnessing it. I mean, this is a time to really look at things. To really kind of get your ideas out there. To look at things. See different ways. Let your voice be heard. Because you have some really brilliant ideas that can be transformed into money. Right? It might be a long haul. Like kind of like a long, a long haul type of thing here, or it can be instantaneous for some of you. But I see that it takes work, it takes effort, it's a crafting, it's a sculpting. So for more of you, it's going to be a longer haul. And that's going to be good. It is going to be good. It would be nicer if it was instantaneous, but it is going to be good. And then you have wealth that increased tenfold. You have wealth that lasts for generations. The 10 of Pentacles is, first of all, you're ending a cycle when it comes to wealth. And you're ending that cycle with wealth being called in. Now, wealth, again, is money or something you value as much as money coming into your life. It's prosperity, it's bounty, it's this brilliance. And you're changing the game. You really are. You're calling wealth into your life, and it lasts for generations. It's either something that gets passed down, it can be an inheritance for people, or it can be a wisdom and understanding, this passionate power, this brilliance that really does impact the world. And it doesn't have to be in a big way. It can be through kindness. It can be through compassion. It can be through, through love. Where you sit there and be like, oh, well, how does that impact the world? Well, if you impact one person and then that person impacts another person, and then it keeps on growing and going and growing and going, then it's impacting generations. This is wealth. This is what you want. This is what everybody wants. But there's an end that comes with this wealth, and there's a soul's wish that is answered with this wealth, which a soul's wish is very different than the cross your fingers, wish upon a star type of thing, because a soul's wish is what you need, and a wish is what you want. And so here, you're getting what you need, and you're moving away. There's some ending that this beautiful glory of the sun comes in, okay, and it brings an ending emotionally and mentally, where you're leaving some things behind. It's like, I can't keep focusing on this. I can't keep reliving this. And you move forward. And you move forward with this knowledge. The Seven of Swords is also a wish card. So you have your wishes coming through here with the star, and you have them coming through here with the Seven of Swords. And then you have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is manifestation over imagination. It's like, instead of just crossing your fingers and wishing and saying, oh, I hope it comes true. It's like, no. The first place I conquer this is in my mind. Can I see myself doing it? Can I move forward? Do I know what it is that I want? And then as you do that, as you see that, power comes in, beauty comes in, truth comes in, because you're working your tush off for it, because you're dedicated towards it, and you're not stopping. And so the Seven of Cups warns against, just simply imagining, like, oh, daydreaming, wouldn't it be great? And just kind of like sitting at the kitchen table and letting dreams be your master all the time. Letting dreams just take over, instead of making dreams guide you, and then working to make those dreams realities. 7 is the number of truth. Truth is going to be astoundingly important to you. Truth to yourself, that others tell the truth to. Let's see what your spirit animal has to say for this time, or is for this time. Cancer, we're just going to move that up like that. Cancer, August 2020, money and career. Cancer, August 2020, money and career. Cancer, August 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, fantastic. These two. So we have here, we have the eagle spirit. Spirit has your back, which is awesome. Spirit most definitely has your back, wants you to succeed, wants you to be this brave, glorious person. And then we have the chameleon spirit, act as if. Act as if you already know Spirit has your back. Act as if you've already succeeded. Not in a pompous way, but in a confident, knowing your truth way. All right. Your subconscious message for your spirit animal is the butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. The transformation that you're going through here is beautiful. You're embracing yourself. You're finding yourself. You're moving forward in that truth of abundance. You've ended cycles. You've started new cycles that are amazing. You've called wealth into your life, and you have been transformed. And that is something that is so powerful for you. Your subconscious people message. The King of Pentacles, wealth, prosperity. Again, you have this king attitude to you. It's like, I claim my throne. have this truth. You have this masculine energy to you. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace your prosperity. This is a way of seeing how things connect. This is a person who connects things, who sees the kind of bigger picture that most of us overlook. This is you seeing the bigger picture that others overlook. And it's calling in this prosperity, calling in this wealth, calling in this bounty. Your subconscious chakra message is universal light. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. And this is calling in that light, letting the universal light shine through you, shine on you, being a part of you, guiding you. It's like it shines brightly. It shines brightly. And then your subconscious tarot message is the 4 of Wands. Happily ever after is what Spirit just said. And they all live happily ever after. This is a celebration that cannot be diminished. This is happiness and joy and bounty and beauty and laughter and love. This is what you want. This could be new job opportunities. This could be moving home. This could be falling in love. This could be relationships moving to the next level, careers moving to the next level. But this is joy coming in. And subconsciously you feel this. Subconsciously you know this. Subconsciously you're owning this. And I love it. The angel just right above blessing you as this power comes in. And to go deeper from that glorious celebration is the world. The world opens to you in a way you hadn't expected, in a way you didn't anticipate, but in a way that is absolutely beautiful. And it's not being held back anymore by disabilities, by disasters, by despairs. You know, you're seeing yourself, and you're seeing yourself walk into the world as the proud, beautiful person that you are. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Now, before we end this reading, let's close with a meditation, clearing away all negativity, centering ourselves, empowering ourselves, and moving forward in bounty and in beauty, knowing that we are enough, and knowing that we are entitled to the best that life has to offer us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you,